Kila siku tunashuhudia dhuluma dhidi ya wanawake na wasichana. Kila mwaka dunia nzima huadhimisha siku ya kutovumilia ukeketaji katika siku ya 6 ya mwezi wa pili. Tunapoadhimisha siku hii mwaka huu, tunasihi kila mmoja wetu kuwekeza bila kikomo katika jitihada za kukomesha ukeketaji. Kuwekeza huku kunahusisha kutumia muda wako kushiriki na wenzako mashauriano ya athari za ukeketaji, kutumia rasilimali yako kufadhili mipango ya kukomesha ukeketaji na kadhalika, kujitoa kama mfano wa kuigwa ili kuleta mabadiliko. Ushirikiano kati ya mashirika, serikali, wanajamii kwa jumla ndio chanzo cha afya, elimu na ustawi bora wa jamii. Kwa mawasiliano zaidi, tupigie simu kwa nambari 0743 77 0901, 0743 77 0901. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na shirika la Safe Engage Foundation kwa ushirikiano na Global Media Campaign to End FGM. Tunaweza Empowerment na mtoto ni wetu Afrika. Kila siku tunashuhudia dhuluma dhidi ya wanawake na wasichana. Kila mwaka dunia nzima huadhimisha siku ya kutovumilia ukeketaji katika siku ya 6 ya mwezi wa pili. Tunapoadhimisha siku hii mwaka huu, tunasihi kila mmoja wetu kuwekeza bila kikomo katika jitihada za kukomesha ukeketaji. Kuwekeza huku kunahusisha kutumia muda wako kushiriki na wenzako mashauriano ya athari za ukeketaji, kutumia rasilimali yako kufadhili mipango ya kukomesha ukeketaji na kadhalika, kujitoa kama mfano wa kuigwa ili kuleta mabadiliko. Ushirikiano kati ya mashirika, serikali, wanajamii kwa jumla ndio chanzo cha afya, elimu na ustawi bora wa jamii. Kwa mawasiliano zaidi, tupigie simu kwa nambari 0743 77 0901, 0743 77 0901. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na shirika la Safe Engage Foundation kwa ushirikiano na Global Media Campaign to End FGM. Tunaweza Empowerment na mtoto ni wetu Afrika.
Alright, it's 39 minutes past 7 o'clock in the morning. Welcome back to the second beat of this show. This is the breakfast show coming to you live from Pure Africa TV, live from Pure Africa Radio. My name is Vincent. Good morning. Join me in the second beat of this show. Remember, during this beat, we delve into a serious discussion, a serious subject of discussion, that which is of significance to the citizens, the majority of the citizen, that subject which affects the publics, that which affects our societies as a whole, and that which affects our communities at large. So it is very, very important discussion. And today we are joined with a guest, just as I had told you earlier, or just as I had informed you prior, that today in the second beat would be joined with a guest just in our discussion on the topic of female genital mutilation. Remember, female genital mutilation, or FGM, was already banned by the government. It was already banned and it is illegal, but looking at the ground, you realize that there are some region where this entire practice is, or in this entire phenomenon or act is still being practiced. There's some regions where still it is practiced, and they are hotspots of that particular practice. Join us in the discussion as far as the subject of FGM is concerned. Remember, FGM has also shown devastating effects, especially in the life of a girlfriend. Yes, you find that during that time that a girl child should be there, busy in school, that the time that they have to undergo this ritual, going to school, getting that others have really moved far behind, so it becomes very difficult for them, it becomes very cumbersome for them to catch up with others in their learning activities. But today we are here to exhaust this entire subjects, and by the end of the day, I think most of your questions there, guys, shall be answered to the latter. We are joining the discussion with a guest, and the guest is none other than Vincent Mwita, all the way from Kehanja, Kuria in Migori County. Remember Kuria land in Migori County is also one of the hotspots for the FGM, so we will get to discuss a lot. Vincent is an activist. Vincent is an activist against female genital mutilation, and not just that, Vincent also happens to be the coordinator of Tunaweza Empowerment, so is a man who wears many coats as once. Welcome, Vincent. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Breakfast Show. This is the Breakfast Show. Right now, we are in the second beat, and I'm very glad to see you. Very happy to see you joining us. I see you are right in time.
Thank you. I'm also glad to be here.
Pleasure to have you. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Looking forward.
Right. There could be those who could be asking about Vincent. You say I could not give much description about it. Said that or somebody saying for himself would actually convince. You see, there could be some of your titles that have not really exposed, but now please tell our listeners and viewers who Vincent is.
Thank you so much, Evans, and I'm really glad for the warm welcome at Pure African TV.
Thank you.
And I'm also glad for our viewers and also listeners this morning for having their time, being a Friday,
right,
whereby there's a lot of activities, but I'm really glad because they have taken their time. Yes. So I'll not dwell so much on titles because title has nothing.
Yes.
What important is the impact or maybe something that you are leaving behind
right,
in your lifetime. So basically, for the sake of other people who doesn't know me, because I know majority of people knows me, especially from Migori County and yes, many parts of Kenya. So my names are Vincent Mwita, HSC, and HSC mean that Head of State Commendation, a title that I recently got in 2021.
Congratulations.
2021, sorry, because we are in 2020.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So basically, Vincent is a grassroots campaigner against female genital cutting and other harmful cultural practices in our community. And also Vincent is among the men who have joined the Men and FGM campaign and rallying the community in general, and to ensure that we abandon FGM, and also leading an organization that is based in Kuria, Migori County, called Tunaweza Empowerment Organization, that works with communities in Migori County, and our offices are in Kehanja, to ensure that our vision is to ensure free, just, and transformed society. So basically, I'll stop at that.
All right. Thank you very much, Vincent. How is the organizational structure of the Tunaweza? Are you people working as a team? Do you have other representatives from other areas or from other counties, or just based in Kehanja, only serving Kehanja members and the Migori County as a whole?
Thank you so much. Tunaweza Empowerment has structures, yes, and it's something that evolved from Migori County, yes, and we had a representation from every sub-county of Migori County, but recently, because of the addition sub-counties in Kuria, that is Mabera and Ntimaru, we are working in ensuring that we have bona fide representation, yes, that will be in our database as members from the two sub-counties. But from the other 8 that were already existing, the sub-counties in Migori, we have representation that are called focal persons from those counties. Yes. So basically, we have our executive director,
yes,
and also we have program officers, yes, and also we have people looking into any little resources in terms of finance, those who are in charge, yes, to ensure that we are able to put our resources together, yes, and also lobby to ensure that they are putting activities that we do. And also we have an oversight that is called the board of membership, yes, that also oversight the organization and what we do, and also guiding us as they also fundraise for our organization. So it's something that is county-wide, but basically our focus is one, because Migori County is one of the hotspots that practices FGM amongst other 22 hotspots in Kenya, because we've seen FGM happening countrywide, and even FGM is a global issue, not only in Kenya. But in Kenya we have 22 hotspot counties, including Samburu, West Pokot, we have Isiolo, Kisii, our neighbor here, and the rest of the county. So we are structured, and also we operate in a structured way, but structure is nothing. Our vision is ensuring that we leave an impact to this generation.
Vincent, it has been for a while since the government banned the practice of FGM, especially in Kenya. When did you people begin the activism, especially against the practice of FGM?
Thank you so much. I remember back when we started. We started in 2015. 2015. In 2015, we started officially.
Yes.
And we registered the organization because there was need. We started as volunteers because we were using theater. We were using theater as a form of educating our community in terms of the health issues, including malaria, measles, HIV/AIDS, and all that. But as time goes, we saw there is a need because of issues that were in our county, and we were also looking into governance, because everything revolves around governance.
Exactly.
When you get into leadership, when anyone gets into leadership, it is very, very easy for us to influence change in any sphere or in any decision-making table we are. So apart from also championing against abandonment of female genital cutting, we are also looking at broad issues that will help us to accelerate our achievement towards getting zero FGM. So that's where we started, and most of our team members are volunteers, are dedicating young men and women, and it also including other older generation that are so passionate about bringing transformational change, not just change but transformational change, looking into our system or our community, and especially here in Kuria, where our much focus is because of the menace of female genital cutting.
All right, that's Vincent. That's Vincent Mwita from Kehancha, Kuria, in Migori County, who happens to be the coordinator of Tunaweza Empowerment. Remember, you can drop your comment there. Should you have any question for Vincent or for the organization as at large, he is here with us. He'll be ready to answer you there even as we continue the second bit of the show. This is the Breakfast Show. My name is Vincent. We are with our guest today, Vincent, and the subject today is female genital mutilation. Female genital mutilation. Now, Vincent, what are some of the targets do you people have as activists, or even the organization as a large, as a whole, especially as far as FGM is concerned? In the course of your study, or in the course of the practice, or in the course of your activism, could there be targets, main targets to achieve, and under what duration of time?
Thank you so much. I know FGM is a cultural practice, and as an organization, as activists that we work with, we are cognizant that FGM is a global issue as well. It is a cultural practice, even in our community here in Kuria and many other communities. So our focus is just ensuring that we get to zero. I've seen many global treaties being made. We have in Kenya, we have the prohibition of anti-FGM, prohibition of female genital cutting, 2011 Act that prohibits the practice of female genital cutting. But again, in matters of cultural practice, is something that it's inherited, and it's something that was made long time ago, even before most of us were born. Now our approach is human right-based approach, is advocacy and sensitization approach. So we have broad approaches, and maybe strategies that we are putting in place each and every time, because our role as an organization, one, we do sensitization and advocacy in communities, whereby we organize intergenerational dialogue, whereby we know that when young people, older people, and people in the community sit at the village level and have discussion, we can inspire change, because ending FGM will start with the community members,
the community
themselves.
itself, yes.
It is not something that somebody will come from Canada, somebody will come from Nairobi and tell you guys stop doing FGM. It is something that is culturally structured based on broad issues, because we also see, like here in Korea, we are in a patriarchal society, whereby society has put women and men and girls to be sorry to use this, but they have belittled girls and women. So our approach, girl child and also women. So our approach is just using that human right based approach, whereby we look FGM as a human right violation act on a girl child. And we go to the community. Number one, I've said that the sensitization, advocacy, intergenerational dialogue. We have engagement with gatekeepers, whereby we get chiefs, we get the Nyumba Kumi or the village elders. We also engage with administration, including police, the judiciary. Also, we look at it in the approach of health, because with many research done from the international level, the national level, the global level, and also at the community level, it is proven that FGM has no medical value. So also we also engage the medical practitioners that include doctors, nurses, and all that, also to sensitize the community. Apart from sensitization, also using media to end FGM. We know local media, we know media reach a lot of people in the society. So we also take it an approach whereby we have discussion in media, especially using the pure African radio TV like today. Yes. We also have Radio Togotane. We also have other media like KTN Citizen, whereby also we can reach people. Many people also, some people in the society watch those type of TV. So we have discussion, and we believe that media reaches mass of people. I can go and do a dialogue in a community, but we will target particular sect of people or area, and other areas might not get it. It is an approach that we use, but as well we believe that media is a powerful tool, because when today at Pure TV, when a president come or even an MCA come and say today we'll be having this, we'll be having demonstration, we'll be having this, or stop doing this, it will happen. We look the context of COVID and Mutai Kagwe. He used every now and then when COVID came, and he was giving update. From today we've locked Nairobi, and it was that way. So we believe media like Pure African TV is so powerful. Like now we know we have broad people who are watching. If you can have discussion and enlighten our community, educate our community. So as an organization, our approach, Evans, is we are not forcing anyone, but we are having a candid conversation whereby we want all of us community to understand why are we saying that FGM has no medical value in our bodies, in the bodies of the girls. Why are we saying that apart from FGM being a cultural practice, utamaduni, culture is good, but other harmful cultural practice, a time has come that we need to leave them, and we are not leaving them with a gun. We are leaving them. We leave them after understanding why are we saying we need to leave them. And the last strategy that we are using, also we are working with the administration, whereby we are saying that we have a law that prohibits FGM. So also the law sometimes take its course. As we are speaking today, there are people who are being arrested, there are people who are now perpetrated, who have already been sentenced according to the act and also our constitution. And also we have also the girls that we have rescued that have been put somewhere, waiting also for mention and also testifying in court from the last year Christmas holiday cutting that happened between the two communities in Korea here, that is Bugumbe clan and also the Buirege clan. Yes. Okay,
apart from the media, you've talked about sensitizing the public. They are making that public awareness. Apart from the media and your organization, could there be any other communication experts you use to see the entire process coming to success?
Yeah, I can say apart from media as well, or apart from media and sensitization, we also use approaches of engaging also those who are affected directly, whereby in this case we have girls at risk of FGM, and also we have survivors. We have households in Korea whereby a child is being taken to the cat
Yes.
without her knowledge, because we've seen many survivors. Even today we have survivors who we are working with. We have Merida Umai, the Maendeleo Wanawake chairperson of Kuria West. We have also a medical practitioner called Catherine Menganyi. She's a nurse, a professional nurse by now, but she's a survivor.
Yes.
And she's able now to come back that if I could be given a chance now to choose between the CAT or FGM,
Yes.
they speak that they could say no, and they could not agree, because they were taken against their will when they were so young. They could not decide by themselves. So we also engage in schools whereby we do mentorship.
Yes.
We prepare girls as early as they are young, because we've seen FGM now going down to even an 8-year-old girl. As at now,
right,
they are being subjected to mutilation. Yes. So we also engage them to know why, to be able to also, we give them power. It is called power to children, power to youth.
Yes.
We give them also power
them.
to be able to speak for themselves, to choose, to say that no, I don't want my body to be harmed, or for me to be being subjected to female genital cutting. So we also give power to these children. We mentor them in schools, and we've worked in several schools here in Kuria, and I'm glad that most of the principals, most of the head teachers have given us support as Tunaweza Empowerment as activists. And also remember, Evans, ending FGM, it is not an individual responsibility.
Right.
It is a collective responsibility that involves anyone. So as an organization, as Vincent, I may be an activist, but we have very many activists, those who are speaking out and those who are also doing great things under the cover. Yes. So we come together collectively, and we are working towards this cause of ensuring that we get to zero FGM.
Okay, you've talked about the legal measures or legal actions taken to those that practice FGM, especially in our country, Kenya. Of course, I see a question here closely related to that. There's a Rhoda from Kehancha, Migori County, asking that where should they report? Should they be forced to get themselves taken to that cutting or FGM? Where exactly should they report the matter?
Thank you so much, Rhoda, and maybe others who could be having such question. It's a good question. FGM is prohibited in our country. FGM is prohibited in the international treaties, and also we have many laws and policies that have been put in place. So in our communities, what we do, like for us, Tunaweza and other organizations that we've come together, we have networks. As we are speaking now, we have Youth Anti-FGM Network, Kurian chapter, that I'm also the focal person for this county. Was selected to be the focal person by the Anti-FGM board. And we recently launched our network. Those who are really following us on media, the Youth Anti-FGM Network, Kenya, Migori County chapter. And we last week we were at Sunrise launching. So we also have in our organization community monitors. Those who are part of our members who are in villages, each village in Kuria community, and also in these four sub-counties we have, that is in Timaru, we have Kegonga, we also have Kuria West, and also Mabera. So we have community monitors who are able to give us information. So anytime you see, because most of the girls we have been rescuing, some of them have been running away from the cut from their homes. It's because they see the preparation of FGM during those seasons. Like for example, I can use the recent example of the Christmas holiday when FGM was December, when FGM was happening in Bugumbe. So what we were doing, the girls were running, but because we have shared our numbers, because community monitors are there, they are able to tell our community monitors. We also have the Nyumba Kumi or village elders who are there. You can definitely report to them. They take it up to the chief. The chief also report it to the police or maybe to the DC. So we have those structures. And again, sometimes we also have numbers. I know children, all those girls don't have communication gadgets like phone, but they can use a neighbor's phone. We've seen in a household, when they see preparation happening for the girls to be cut, maybe the mother is against FGM, but the father supports. So the mother is easily able to connect with us, or connect with the chief, or connect with anyone in that structure and report, and we are able to respond very fast. The government is able to respond very fast. And I want to make it clear that as an organization, at sometimes even when we make rescue, we don't like go to the homes and pull out those girls. Or maybe when a girl runs, we first of all inform the police and administration so that they can take that responsibility. So again, we also...
it's not you people getting there.
It is not. Our role as a civil society organization, as an organization, is to sensitize the community. Advocacy purely. But in the terms of advocacy, we also connect with law enforcers who are also the administration chiefs and also the police who enforce the law. And we also work with judiciary who also ensure that the law is followed. When you are caught, you are a perpetrators and the law is very clear and it has been proven, at some point they'll be able to do their part. So we don't arrest anyone as an organization, as an activist. Our role is just to amplify the work, to discuss advocacy, and also to say, hey, the government, something is happening here. Can you take up your responsibility? Can we work together? And also, we are not there to put fingers at each other, but we are able to give information. Something is happening at this village, this girl is at risk, this has happened.
Actually,
can you take action?
To
raise an alarm. And also advocacy when the alarm is not there or something is not happening, to educate our community. And for us as an organization, we really dwell in educating, because education is a powerful tool to the society. When you are educated, you are able to know that this one has more effects, negative effects than positive effects in your body or in the society. Then you'll be able to decide by yourself without anybody forcing you. So basically, we also have numbers. We also have numbers like we have numbers like 1195. That is a free toll, national gender free toll line. That if any you are at risk, you can call, and it is free for the society. The number is 1195. It is a free toll number. You will not be charged any credit or anything anywhere, and 24/7 it is open. It's run by the government of Kenya. So when you call that number, you'll be able to tell them what is happening where, and then they'll connect from the national to the local administration. Then we also have child helpline. If any child or any girl, you know, most of them are children who are at risk, these girls under 18, and a few are over 18. So child helpline also, we have 116, that is child helpline. You can call it. It's also a free toll line. When any child is at risk anywhere with any type of violation of their rights, you can report to that as well, and then they will be held. Or maybe you can run also to the police station, inform them, and then they'll take action. And we advise that when you see something, please don't be like you want to arrest or do anything. Give information to those who are mandated to do that, like the police task, like police. Let them go and investigate, do anything, and also do the arrest. Yes, exactly.
Okay, Vincent, there is a dilemma between disrespect, and maybe accepting to be cut or to go for the FGM. So there could be those girls who would perceive denying the FGM. For example, a father says that my daughter, you see, the time has come for you now to be cut. But the lady denying, it could be perceived as a lack of respect, as disrespect there, you know. How could you address this?
Thank you so much. In many cases in our work of advocacy, and particularly also me as an activist, I've really seen that happening. Because you get that in an household, maybe one parent is supporting FGM, another parent is against FGM. In some cases, you get that the parents want their child to subject their child to FGM, but the child herself doesn't want. So at some point, yes, at household level they presume it as disrespect. But again, there's also lack of education to the parents. They don't know the reason why this girl is saying she doesn't want to be subjected to female genital cutting or mutilation. So at this particular time, I think that is why we exist as an organization, we exist as activists, we exist as a government, we exist as all these structures that are in the community, to continue educating this household, for these parents to understand why are we saying that FGM should not be practiced to these girls. So it is being seen as disrespectful, but again, on the other side, it is protection of the body autonomy of this.
Because even some of the parents could threaten not to eject the child out of the homestead just because of denying to be cut or to be taken through the process of FGM.
Yes, it has happened. Like this December, we had a case of a girl from Motemorabu village, whereby we also saw that happening, and we were able to rescue her. We had set a rescue center at Nyangoge Mixed Secondary, and we were able to rescue about 136 girls there who were running away from the cat from their household. And we saw many examples. So we have seen this at a respect. And this one, Evans and viewers, this one has been created because of the patriarchal system of the society, of our society as a Kuria. They see that a girl should not decide by herself, a woman should not decide by herself.
Should be decided for.
Yeah, and that is the reason, Evans, even us as men, we have come out to say that now, hey, a time has come that we really need. We have seen what FGM has happening, because when we see for our county, because Migori County entails many tribes, and when we see many other tribes have made progress, but when it comes to Kuria is when we are waking up, we are making steps. Our children are now, some are now waking up to the essence that education is really important.
Yes.
You see, when they see other people are lawyers, other children emerge to be doctors and all that, and we are glad that our community, because of the sensitization CSOs have done and the government, at least we are picking up. It is not disrespect. It is a type of patriarchal society has put us that a girl must be subjected. Evans, an 8-year-old girl, we must know the reason why FGM is being practiced. We must know the reason why FGM is being practiced. It is because a girl is they want a girl to come from childhood to womanhood.
Yes, it has been a rite of passage actually for a long time. Passage from childhood to adulthood. An 8-year-old girl, when cut, just that cut, chopping off her genitalia, taking her to be a woman who can subject herself to any kind of sexual activity, and marriage.
Even marriage, most of them we've seen cases of child marriage.
Yes,
so many from 8 years old. If she could be your child, you can imagine. So that's why we are saying that community need to understand, why should we give our children education instead of subjecting to mutilation? Then most of them end in child marriages, most of them end in dropping out. And remember, the mentality, the type of songs that are being sung during those celebrations. You have now become a woman. You need to, and also what is happening during that time when a girl is being cut, has been cut, and a boy has been cut, there is that healing process. They are being told, go and test yourself if maybe you have healed. You get, there are diseases.
Yes,
there is pregnancy. Others fall victims of pregnancy during that process, because they have to test if their genitalia have healed.
Actually they are all right.
Yes, and that boy also who was cut need to test. So you get, it's a whole range of issues that are happening. So that's why we are saying, Evans, our community really need to embrace change.
Yes,
we used to cut, our grandmothers used to cut their ears, but it is now fading out.
Gradually.
It is fading out gradually, and now we could not see, we are not able to see we are cutting our ears anymore. It is possible we can as well accelerate ending or abandonment of female genital cutting in this generation, so that we can safeguard the next generation.
Vincent, you counted some good number of counties that are being considered hotspot for FGM.
Sure.
And yet still it is being practiced despite the fact that it was already banned by the government there, no? Could this be a sign of lack of information?
That's a good question, Evans. So I would like to approach it this way. Compared, according to statistics, I know a lot of statistics have been done. Around 200 million girls have been subjected to FGM. Worldwide. 200 million is not just a number. And we have also seen in Africa and also in Kenya. And also we are seeing the prevalence in every counties. We can see even this county, the nomadic counties, like those one in the northern, in Kisii here, in West Pokot, and I'm so glad that I've really gone to those counties and I've really sat down with the community and we are able to learn. Last time I was in West Pokot when the elders were making declaration to end FGM. I've been in Isiolo when they were making declaration. I've been with Moran in Samburu, and I've been also in Narok. So what I can say that apart from FGM continuing, we have seen progress with the commitment and declaration of the president when he was at Vancouver and said that in Kenya, I want to ensure that by 2022 FGM ends. I know some people are asking, will it really end? But that is a sign of us going somewhere as a country. Because if we see our president can stand as a man, as a president, as a commander-in-chief and say that I'm committed to end this vice, that is a good indication. And we've seen statistics also fluctuating. At least we've seen communities now embracing. Like here in Kuria, we can see Bukira community compared to other clans. Bukira community, we can say that now
it is fading out.
It is fading out. It is ending. We can see many households abandoning FGM, and that is effect of the government and the CSOs and activists like us, the education. So we'll say that yes, FGM is still continuing, but again, they're actionable or maybe achievement that we can say this has happened, this household has stopped, this household has stopped, as much as that one is still continuing, but it's a matter of time. We are ending FGM in this generation, Evans. So we can say that I think
so it's possible.
It is possible, and the issue that we still need to do more to ensure that it gets to zero is more sensitization and our approach as well. Let us not wait somebody, an organization, Mzungu to come from there and tell us now you need to use this strategy.
It's us to do it.
It has to do. We've seen Mzungu coming and talking with our cultural leaders and telling them now, because this is an economic activity, we want to give you money. We've seen them being paid, but they still go and do FGM.
So in other words, these Wazungus can mislead us.
Can mislead. And also not them alone, strategy can mislead us.
Strategy.
Yes, we must test a strategy, but if that strategy fails, we need to explore more strategies. Media is a strategy. I know now those who are listening to us will get something, and out of them we will get a number that will change their mindset. So engagement and advocacy at the community level, using media, going one-on-one, using many approaches. We will not use one approach to end FGM.
Yes.
It is many approaches that some of them will work, some of them will fail, but we'll continue to use the workable strategies.
All right, multi-approach.
Yeah, multi-sectoral approaches.
All right.
Yeah.
There could be some of the challenges you've actually encountered in the process of activism and advocating for the end of FGM.
Sure.
Yes.
So challenges are so many, and fellow activists and organizations have faced a lot of challenges.
Yes.
One, as an activist, there is always threats.
Threats to life.
Threats to life.
Yes.
And as a man, Vincent, why are you so much into women and girls issues? Our community, I started saying that
are you not having ladies in the organization?
We have ladies, so I've just started with the men because I'm just seeing the impact of challenges.
Yes.
So you get that our community in Korea, they see like FGM is women issue. It is girls issues. Men should not get into those issues. And even when we see those who are cutting girls are women cutters. You know, men don't cut girls, but women cutters are cutting girls for the men, because the ultimate goal of cutting or subjecting these girls to FGM is to ensure that men, they are married off by men, because we are being told in our community, hey Vincent, you should not marry a girl who is not cut. Nomosagane ama atakuwa kuja rikunene. You get it, such words. Then at some point you get that you are being a lot of issues around those girls.
Right. So
you get that they see that men should not involve. So they're asking, why are you fighting for the rights of girls and women as well? I tell them that I've understood, and we continue to deliberate. Also, apart from threats, we've also seen issues to do with challenges like in getting into the communities.
Right.
There are sometimes you cannot get to some villages. and maybe in terms of resources, we are not, I don't want to say money, but resources.
Yes.
Moving from one point to another to go and do sensitization. Maybe sometimes we are going to Motemorabu, sometimes we are going to maybe Masangora, sometimes we need to go to Kerobare and have discussion with maybe community members.
Yes.
Chief has organized Baraza. Vincent and your team, please come. So maybe in terms of movement, and also another big challenge is also changing the mindset, education.
The mindset, because you find that is something that has really existed time and time over again.
Sure. So changing mindsets also, it's not just waking up and changing somebody's mindset. It is a continuous process.
Yes.
That you really need to have conversations that are sustainable. So that's where even resources come. When tomorrow I want to go to Kerobare, I need also to next week or within that week to go twice, next week, this month maybe 5 times, to ensure that I engage the same person to change her or his mindset.
Yes.
So also that has been a challenge, and also as an organization as well. Yeah, basically I can just say those 3.
All right, it's 16 minutes past 8 o'clock in the AM, 16 minutes past 8 o'clock in the morning. This is the breakfast show live from Pure Africa TV, Pure Africa Radio. The discussion, the subject of discussion today in the second beat of Pure Africa TV breakfast show is FGM. Vincent, which title which hashtag could we give it? Would it be ending FGM or?
We have many hashtags, but today, because of what we are having,
yes,
we have come together because of, I think I'll speak about that later. Yes. We have come together because we, during our engagement after the December cutting, yes, 2021 cutting that happened in Korea here,
yes,
we saw that what was coming on out strong was the cross-border FGM. We saw that when the cutters in Kenya have been maybe are feeling the pressure from the government, maybe from the arrest,
yes,
they import cutters from Tanzania to come to Kenya and collaborate with the Kenyan cutters and cut our girls. So we really saw, because we had review, we have done some, I've been able to organize some review meeting, yes, that have been supported. World Vision, we've seen World Vision supporting us. We've also chipped in as organization to Naweza and also other stakeholders. Right. We had several. We've been having one with the county commissioner, the anti-FGM, the county anti-FGM steering committee, yes, that is being headed by the county commissioners. We've done review there. Yes. We have done at the sub-county level. We did one in Keancha here, right, where we brought stakeholders from Mabera, Kegonga, Igena, the children's officers, the OSPDs. We converged together and we were able to review the gaps, our experiences during the December 2021 FGM that happened, and we got that cross-border FGM was really coming strong, and also communication. Because at some point, you know, activists and media, we work together, right, but sometimes the government is able to point fingers at you. You know, the government and the activists sometimes don't go hand in hand, yes, because they normally point a finger at us, because our role is just to highlight issues, and sometimes government don't want you to highlight issues. FGM, right, is happening here, yeah, but maybe somebody somewhere want to paint to the president a clear picture that no, hey, there's no FGM. No FGM. You get it? But as activists and organization will call a spade a spade. The media personnel, the media personnel will, yeah, call will call a spade a spade.
Because that's true.
Yeah, now we are converging together the journalists from Tanzania and also journalists from Nairobi, from Kenya here, especially from Migori County, and also correspondent from Citizen, KTN, who are in Migori County. We have invited you as to work together with you as Pure African TV. Thank you very much. Many organizations, media houses that are in Kuria here and Migori. We are converging together with activists from Tanzania and Kenya to come together and plan. We know that Easter is coming. March, April holiday is coming. That will be very, very long, yes, long, and our children, the same girls, will be at home for a longer period. So what can we prepare? Which preparation can we do? We saw December catching up, taking us with a surprise, yes, because girls were still in school and FGM started. We were not prepared, but now we want to come and prepare as journalists and activists so that we are able to counter any eventuality of female genital, yes, cutting across the border.
Vincent, yes, there's this question from Emily. Emily Atieno, watching from Nairobi. She's asking, what are the exact penalties for somebody charged with FGM? The exact penalties.
Thank you so much, Emily, and the rest of people might be asking that question. So FGM entails a lot of offenses,
yes,
as stipulated in the Prohibition of Female Genital Cutting Act of 2011 that was passed by our country, Kenya.
Right.
And we have offenses like providing a space or area or maybe a premises where FGM will happen,
yes,
is an offense. We have also you partaking in the act of cutting that girl.
Right.
Then we also have offenses like you are aware that that girl is going to be subjected to FGM, but you don't give information, you don't report. Failure to report is also an offense. And that's why you see we have around 49 parents who are in the police cell right now because of the December FGM that happened.
Yes.
Around 49 of them are locked because some of the parents did not report.
Yes.
A girl might take herself, and you come to know that my girl has, because we also have the community pressure.
Yes.
That msichana anasema to me, I want to take myself to the cat. You see, so as a parent, maybe you are not aware, but you have come to learn. You've not gone to the chief to realize that your girl has been taken, or maybe a father you are not supporting as a father, but me as a mother I want my girl to be taken, or vice versa.
So you
or maybe
with the lady.
Yes, yeah. Or maybe an extended family. The grandmother wants the girl to be taken. The parents didn't want. You are not aware, but the girl has been.
Are the best experts.
In advising our girls how best FGM is for the grandmother. So if you learn something like that, go immediately and report to the police. If you fail to report, it's an offense. You'll be arrested and charged failure to report that incident. So like for example, for this December, we've seen over 10 parents being arrested. Not arrested.
Yes.
Arrest were about 59 parents.
59, yeah.
And out of the 59, so far 10 has been jailed. We have 3 those who have been jailed 3 years, or an estimate of fine of minimum fine is 500,000.
Yes.
But it can go beyond. It's flexible. It can go, but a minimum is 500,000. Then one person can be given many offenses: failure to report, agreeing your girl to be taken there, and so many, providing space and everything. So you get that
several offenses
that amount that will amount to many money, those fines,
many charges.
Sorry.
All right.
Then also we have among the 10, we also have those who have been sentenced to 6 years. And also in prison. Wow. Then this April, these 47 that I've spoken, 49 that I've spoken about,
yes,
their children, or these girls, the government has put them in some holding centers, because we realized that the government realized when they are being released back at home, sometimes they come back and say that we took ourselves, and the case collapsed. So they have been put somewhere by government, so that they are waiting to testify on 29th April in courts.
So it's such a serious offense. It is a serious offense,
and I can tell that Emily, that I think a minimum years is 3 years.
3 years. That's minimum.
That's minimum.
Not maximum.
But
minimum
it can extend up to even 20, 30 years. We've seen cutters being subjected to 24, 30.
All right. Yes. We talked about inter-country cutting. There's been several reports of Kenyans, especially across the borders of Kenya and Tanzania, sneaking with their daughters to the neighboring country, Tanzania, to have them cut.
Sure.
Are they charged as well? These Tanzanian experts who knows how to cut, are they charged as well, or the penalty will finally be laid on a Kenyan national?
I think cross-border has been a challenge.
Yes.
Because you get that sometimes we cannot, the government, the way our laws are, sometimes a Tanzanian citizen cannot be charged in Kenya.
Yes.
He or she will be taken back to Tanzania to be charged there.
Deal with the legal procedures.
But in Tanzania, as right now, compared to our law is very strong than theirs, because they still presume FGM on their end as a small offense. Though it's chargeable, but it's still a small offense. But in Kenya, it's really a crime, according to the act, the Anti-FGM Act. So you get that, like for this particular, in December 2021, Christmas, when FGM was happening, along the 59 girls who were taken from homes that FGM happened, we got that 6 of them, the court had to release 6 of them because of nationality issues. They were from Tanzania. You get it? So they were released because you cannot, our courts cannot continue with such a case. They'll be prosecuted on the other side. So they were released because of nationality issues. So we get that for this cross-border, we'll only charge cutters here. When we get maybe somebody cutting from this side, the government or the police or any other, compared to the security issues and treaties, she will be referred back to Tanzanian government. But when we talk together, like now we are having a conference of journalists talking, and we've seen even our government having cross-border meetings and also engagements from the anti-FGM board. There is a discussion they have made, and they are able to liaise. When they get a cutter here from Tanzania, they're able to liaise so that it doesn't being released to go back to the community in Tanzania, but going back to court, straight to the police,
so
the courts to be charged. The leaders, especially the ministers who are in charge of public service, children, and all that ministries. They have normally done cross-border intergovernmental meetings with the anti-FGM board Kenya.
Vincent, kindly brief our listeners and viewers about today's meeting or conference towards ending FGM.
Thank you so much. Today is a very, very big day that we are converging in Kenya, in Kehancha here at Sunrise. And we are having, it's not really a conference, but a strategic planning meeting, whereby we are bringing on board journalists and media houses from both countries, Tanzania and Kenya. And also we are bringing on board activists and advocates against FGM from Tanzania and Kenya. We are coming to sit together, plan, and see how are we going to work together, putting our strategies together so that we are able to see us taking when FGM happens, or how are we going to ensure that we complement our governments, both Tanzania and Kenya, in terms of ending FGM. So we'll be discussing broad of issues, and we are glad that Pure African TV is amongst the media houses that are converging among the two countries in Kehancha, in Sunrise, as we are going to discuss. So it's very, very important engagement, and we are going to see moving forward more engagement and actions, so that we are not caught off as media houses, as journalists. We are not caught off as a government, so that we are able to plan. Planning is very, very key against our enemies, against any other thing. And FGM is #1 enemy for us as activists and journalists.
Maybe your message to media professionals outside there and other communications experts as far as the sensitization is concerned.
So I'd like to encourage media houses. We've seen them doing a very commendable and good work in terms of reporting FGM cases. And in December, we were running a media campaign called Stop Courier FGM Now, whereby we were calling to action. We were working with the media houses to call for action towards ending FGM, and also telling the government that, hey, you need now to take up responsibility. You need to beef up surveillance in villages that FGM is happening. We need to prevent FGM from happening, because we were seeing girls being paraded in day broad light in roads after being cut. Yet our country treat FGM as prohibited. It's not allowed. But why are girls who are cut being paraded? Why is FGM still happening? So we started that under hashtag Stop Courier FGM Now. And we saw media airing this campaign, these live updates, and we saw the government chipping in. We saw anti-FGM board coming all the way from Nairobi to come and see what is happening in Kuria. We saw departmentals, even the international media. We saw The Guardian, and last week I was hosting one of the journalists from The Guardian UK, who just came along from UK, and so we have seen this campaign by journal media. Can you tell us what is happening in Kuria? And we I personally took her across the villages. I took her to the cultural elders. They spoke with them, to the government, to the activists, and she was able to capture a lot of things that we are doing as a community. So I would like to tell the media, journalists, and also media houses, continuing doing what you are doing, continuing highlighting FGM cases, because we recognize the power of media. We recognize the power of journalists doing stories about FGM. Let the world know, let the community know, let them learn, and it will accelerate us in our efforts to ensure that we end FGM and we get to zero FGM. Because if one girl is cut, one girl is a statistic of FGM. So it is not just one girl. It is a future, it is a life, It is a whole concept of destiny. We don't know that girl who is being cut and subjected to early marriage and any other things that awaits her. One day, she will become to be a very regarded person and the one who will come and help us in our community. So let's protect her as media houses and journalists as we converge to discuss this.
All right. Maybe Vincent, when we are ending to the closure of the chapter, your final message now to our listeners as well as our viewers, as far as this particular subject of FGM is concerned.
Thank you so much to our viewers and listeners. I would like to say that ending FGM is a collective responsibility. It is not one man off, it's not one woman off show. It is something that we really need to continue doing. Let us not castigate each other. As activists, we've seen people pointing fingers at us. As an activist watching, we've seen people pointing fingers at you. But we like to encourage you, like, continue to voice out against FGM, because when we speak about it, when we act about it collectively, we shall end it. Because when something is being talked repeatedly, yes, and we see that child growing, she will grow or he will grow knowing that this thing is bad. Yes. These people are saying that FGM has no medical value. It has no medical value, and we are glad.
Generations, it will come to.
We are saying we want to end FGM in this generation. So generation to come, yes, will completely forget about that. And we've seen it happening. We've seen it happening. I was in Senegal last month in December, and I was in a small village in Senegal. I went to do some exchange and see what did they use to end FGM in that village. All right. And we've seen it ending. So we are also hopeful that in this generation we shall end it, but keep on talking about FGM, ending FGM, because when we talk about it, it will stick on our mindset, yes, and we'll definitely
will influence change.
Otherwise, we've seen many people like our listeners who are anti-FGM campaigners, yes, right, who sometimes you don't recognize. I was recognized by the president, yes, from in Kenya as one of the champions helping in ending FGM, and I was awarded that title, the head of state commendation.
Wonderful.
But I know there are very many people, even in this media house, this African Pure African TV, yes, who are staunch activists against FGM, right, but not everyone will be recognized, and I know there are those who are under carpet. Yes. We recognize you wherever you are. Keep doing what you are doing.
Of course, you can do something for them to be recognized.
Yes, sure, definitely.
All right, that has been a very wonderful discussion with an activist, not just an activist, but Tunaweza Empowerment Coordinator, none other than Vincent Mwita, all the way from Kianja Kuria in Migori County. Wonderful, Vincent. Thank you for coming. Thank you for getting in time, and thank you. Welcome back once again.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome.
Yes.
To the listeners and viewers. Yes. Let's put it at hashtag media to end FGM. Yes. Let us meet at the conference as we plan. Yes. And we are looking forward for a very comprehensive 2 days, yes, engagement, and not forgetting to recognize the global media campaign, mm-hmm, all the way from UK, yes, that is supporting this kind of the converging that we are making.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, we are coming to the end of the second bit of the second session of this show. Remember, this is the Breakfast Show live from Pure Africa TV. Live from Pure Africa TV, Pure Africa Radio. My name is Evans Odhiambo. In the second bit, we are hosting. We are having guest Vincent Mwita, who has really talked about FGM. Of course, you've heard for yourself. Hashtag media to end FGM. Wonderful. Join me in the next bit of this particular show, even as we move forward, as we move together with this show. Remember, this is the Breakfast Show live from Pure Africa TV, Pure Africa Radio. Remember to follow us in our social media platforms and keep tweeting, keep commenting there. Remember also to keep texting just to tell us, especially concerning the subject. Remember, all your communications, all your concern will be channeled to Vincent, and there you are. You will be able to get response in real time. Remember, just once more to remember remind you of the free number that was mentioned there earlier by Vincent, that should you come across any case concerning FGM, you are as a young lady there being forced, or any related case you encounter it, remember the number is 1195 1195. There you will be good to go. Join me in the third beat of the show. My name is Vincent.
Kila siku tunashuhudia dhuluma dhidi ya wanawake na wasichana. Kila mwaka dunia nzima huadhimisha siku ya kutovumilia ukeketaji katika siku ya 6 ya mwezi wa pili. Tunapoadhimisha siku hii mwaka huu, tunasihi kila mmoja wetu kuwekeza bila kikomo katika jitihada za kukomesha ukeketaji. Kuwekeza huku kunahusisha kutumia muda wako kushiriki na wenzako mashauriano ya athari za ukeketaji, kutumia rasilimali yako kufadhili mipango ya kukomesha ukeketaji, na kadhalika kujitoa kama mfano wa kuigwa ili kuleta mabadiliko. Ushirikiano kati ya mashirika, serikali, wanajamii kwa jumla ndio chanzo cha afya, elimu na ustawi bora wa jamii. Kwa mawasiliano zaidi, tupigie simu kwa nambari 0743 77 0901 0743 770901. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwako na shirika la Safe Engage Foundation kwa ushirikiano na Global Media Campaign to End FGM. Tunaweza Empowerment na mtoto ni wetu Afrika.